So you're an amazing builder. You know your craft, right? Inside and out. But here's the thing. Turning that skill into a business that actually thrives, well, that means mastering something completely different. Finding your first clients. Today, we're going to break down the playbook that takes you from being a great contractor to a truly successful business owner. Let's get right into it.
Everything we're diving into today is pulled straight from Chapter 3 of Nick Gonaway's Construction Business Management. You can think of this as your essential guide, a real blueprint for sales and marketing that's made specifically for new contractors who are ready to build their company from the ground up.
And you know, this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This question highlights the biggest hurdle for so many people starting out in construction. Your technical skills, they get you in the door, but that's not the whole game, not by a long shot. Building a business, that requires a totally different set of tools. I love this quote from the book. It's so simple, but man, is it powerful. Just think about it for a second. Your trucks, your tools, your crew, all of it just sits there until a sale is actually made. Sales and marketing aren't just some side department. They're the engine that powers literally everything else that you do. So, the big question is, how do we get that engine running? The answer is you need a marketing program. And look, don't make the mistake of thinking that's just for big corporations with huge budgets. A marketing program is really just the system you use to get your name out there and give potential customers a really compelling reason to choose you over the other guy. All right, before you even think about picking up the phone, you need to forge your tools. We're going to talk about the absolute essential marketing materials that will do the talking for you and establish your professionalism right from that very first contact. Okay, the source breaks this down into 3 key parts. First, the basics, a professional brochure and business card. Seriously, don't skimp on these. They're your handshake when you're not in the room. Second, and this is your most important tool, is the project portfolio. High-quality photos are absolutely non-negotiable. They are the undeniable proof of your skills. And third, what we call the proof package. This means having a modern website, and this is so important, reference letters. Start collecting those letters from happy clients, from architects, from engineers, the second a project is done. They are pure credibility gold. And this right here shows you why preparation is everything. Let's say you meet a promising contact at an event. The conversation is great, they seem interested. You absolutely cannot say, yeah, I'll get something over to you next week. No way. You need to have that complete package locked, loaded, and ready to send immediately. It shows you're organized, you're professional, and you are ready to do business right now. Okay, so you've got your professional toolkit ready to go. Awesome. Now it's time to actually put it to work. This next phase is all about being proactive, getting out there, and strategically making your name known in all the right places. So, the book lays out some fantastic, low-cost ways to do this. Getting a little story in the local paper about a new project, that's not just free publicity. It's credible. It's way more powerful than a paid ad. Joining groups like the Chamber of Commerce puts you in the same room as the local decision makers. Sponsoring a charity golf tournament, that builds amazing goodwill and shows you're invested in your community. And here's a pro tip. Read the local business journals. You'll find out about company expansions months ahead of time, which gives you a chance to build a relationship before the project even goes to bid. The key to all of this is focus. Trust me, one well-researched proposal to a promising prospect is worth 100 generic emails that just get deleted. Now, once you've made that contact and you've actually got a meeting, the whole game shifts. It's not just about the work you've done anymore. The impression you make right there in person is just as critical as all the photos in your portfolio. You know, it's these little details that really build trust. How you dress, how you speak, how you answer the phone. Is your office clean? Because a client sees that and they think, okay, this is probably how they'll manage my project. And please, for the love of all that is holy, check your emails and proposals for typos. A simple spelling mistake can make a client wonder about your attention to detail on their multi-million-dollar building. All these small things add up to create this powerful impression that you're professional and reliable. Okay, now we're at the final and I would argue the most important piece of this entire puzzle. Look, finding that first customer is a huge win, but building a business that actually lasts, that's all about turning that one customer into a customer for life. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. Just look at the difference here. Getting a new customer takes a ton of effort, a ton of marketing money, and for what? An uncertain outcome. But keeping a customer you already have, the effort is way lower, the cost is minimal, and it leads directly to repeat business and those priceless referrals. And if you need a number to really drive this point home, here it is. Marketing experts, the one cited in the book, they estimate it's 5 to 6 times more expensive to attract a brand new customer than it is to do more business with someone you've already made happy. Let that sink in. 5 to 6 times. That's a staggering difference.
So, what this really means is that customer loyalty isn't just about playing defense, it's your single best offensive strategy for growth. Every single satisfied client basically becomes a part of your sales team. They become your most credible, your most effective, and a completely free source of new leads. And that brings us to our final thought for today. As you start out on this journey, just remember, you're building two things at the same time. One is made of steel and concrete, but the other one, your reputation, well, that's built from every brochure, every handshake, every email, and every single satisfied client. One is a project, the other is your legacy.